and Shelley as our official liaison to Mount Tom, but he's also the instigator of the program, thankfully, for Pathfinder Vocational. So please, let's have a warm hand for Mariusz.
Thank you, and also if you could give a warm hand for my two colleagues that joined me today, Jack O'Donnell, KC1GZB, and Shelley Warren, K1TDL, because they're also part of this. All right, and as the presentation goes on further, there's more people involved with this, and I would like to recognize them. All right, so what happened was a year ago, the school and Mount Tom, we applied to try to make an ARIES contact. We filled out the first application, and we didn't make it to the second rounds. We got denied. So the second time come around with a little bit more experience, a little bit of, well, actually a lot of mentoring from AA1UE. We redid the application, and we ended up making it to phase 2. So it's a really exciting time at Pathfinder, and it's a really exciting time at the club. And so I want to share with you kind of the things that's been happening and things that hopefully that we're going to be moving forward to in a certain direction, which is hopefully the actual ARIES contact. So I'd like to kind of start off with the summary of events. So first there was the original proposal that we filled out on November 15th. And then literally a month after that, December 15th, I got an email from the ARIES liaison that we've been unofficially chosen as one of the top 13 schools to communicate with the space station. Oh. So this was very exciting. So, and in the email it said, don't make this public, and that they'll email us, you know, once everything's made public. So we went on Christmas break, and I go to my computer, and I'm starting to get like these emails from administration, like congratulations. I'm like, what are you talking about? Unbeknownst to me, on December 24th, they published it publicly on the internet, which I will be providing that article to you. All right. So after that, you know, so we started kind of the Palmer Journal caught wave of this from some kind of Google alert, which I'm not familiar with. Shelley's a little bit more familiar with that. Called up the superintendent and wanted to do a story about that. So we had the Palmer Journal come in. So then after that, the administration, vocational schools have an organization called MAVA, Massachusetts Association of Vocational Administrators, and that made it into the statewide newsletter. So I forwarded that to the ARIES committee. And then shortly on the same day, I got an email from ARIES that we got appointed 2 liaisons, Stephen Taylor and Ryan, and they're both from Homestead, Florida. And the next day, we submitted our equipment plan for review. And when I submitted the equipment plan for review, I was under the impression I had to do it right away once we got the word of notification that we got chosen. So when they sent the introduction email saying we're your mentors, and here's the equipment plan you have to fill out, I'm like, oh, God, I already did that. With a group of people, Gary Thomas, Albert Grimaldi, Susan Grimaldi, and Harold were all involved in this, along with Shelley and Jack. And so I sent them the thing, and I got an email saying, well, just keep on having fun. Because I attached a certain picture that I'll share with you in a little bit. So in doing the ARIES contact, this is the recommended setup by the ARIES committee. And what they're looking for is 2 stations, a primary station and a backup station. The primary station is going to utilize a 14-element cross-polarized Yagi with a rotor that does elevation and azimuth. That's computer controlled. And they're looking for a radio that's about 50 to 100 watts. The backup station is going, including the preamp. The backup station, they're requiring a vertical with a preamp and your radio. And it should be able to do multiple frequency memory, so that way you can adjust for the Doppler effect. So with the help of key people, If we do get the contact, we'll be able to replicate this and most likely and hopefully get the contact. So in response to that thing about keep having fun, I sent this to the Aries committee. Right? So what this is this is a little project that kind of started with a cheap camera stand, I don't know, like from the 1960s. Like the thing was really rackety, but it was a freebie. And we mounted a little bracket that the aero antenna mounts on, which we can do polarization. So as we're tracking it, we can constantly match the polarization as opposed to holding it out there, because my wife and I did that in the summertime, and it really tests how good your marriage is. So I came up with the idea of building a bracket. I went to the machine shop teacher, told him what we're trying to do, and he got very, very excited. And also told him that, we're trying to contact their space station. So he helped me design this bracket, and he had the kids at machine shop design it. So the close-up of it is pretty much something like this. And using it, we had a little problem. We had this nice piece of machining done on a stand that Al donated for a speaker stand, which is a lot sturdier than the cheap camera stand. But we used a cheap plastic articulation elbow from the camera, and it didn't really work out too well. No. So we went back to the drawing board. All right, and we toiled and toiled and toiled and toiled and toiled.
The kids had a lot of fun.
And toiled.
These are the machine shop kids.
And toiled. Oops. And voila. This is a finished product.
Oh. Gosh, it wasn't big enough.
Wow. It did.
Sure.
Yeah. Gear in it, put a handle. Pretty cool. That's good.
Right, I'll quickly demonstrate on how it works.
Yeah. They had a lot of fun with that. Oh, go ahead.
My kid's in the machine program at CTEC, so I'll show him this, but they can get him in the radio.
So, got a little lock here. We just kind of loosen it, and then we can kind of adjust it for azimuth, and it stays in place.
Awesome.
Wow. Pretty cool. So,
And
now they're all excited about doing the one for the space station too. They want to build something themselves.
So
They're really.
So after this was all done, because the kids were kind of excited, they knew that this was to talk to satellites. So then the lesson came. And there's KA1TDL right over here with the machine shop kids explaining how we're going to use this to communicate satellites using the app on his phone called Heavens Above.
Yeah. They were loving it.
Yeah, they had a blast with it today.
So.
And now I also got to give thanks to the machine shop teachers because they embraced this program. They put aside some other projects to make sure that this can happen. So I want to give kudos to them. And special thanks to because without these people and the school, we wouldn't be where we are. So all these people get a round of applause.
Too bad you couldn't have brought some of the kids with you.
Well, we're a regional school, so they come from, it's not like they come from one town. They're from Palmer, Munson, Hardwick, Oakham, Belchertown, Brimfield, so.
Worcester County, Hampshire County, and Hamden County.
So another update. So January 29th, the school's holding, Pathfinder, we're holding our first VE session. On January 29th at 4:30, 5 o'clock, it's open to the public. We're going to have one student who made the article test. Jack might go for his extra. And then the 2 electronics teachers that are also involved in this project are hopefully going to sit for the test and get their technician license. Yeah. And Jack could pass out, I have a copy of the article of when we made in the paper and a public announcement, a copy for everyone too. Yeah. So.
That was hit the front page.
Yep.
The front page.
Front page.
I'm just going to talk for 1 second while you're looking at that. This has nothing to do with what he's doing, other than the fact that the United States is going to Mars. And we're really, we're earmarked for 2023 or something. This year we're supposed to launch the SLS. I don't know if you guys know that. The space launch system. So the space launch system is going up this year, and it should go up around the moon and back down. I don't know if it's going to be manned or not, are they? Because there's been it's been back and forth whether it's going to be manned or not. The first shooting is the largest rocket ever made. So they're going to send that up around the moon and back, and then the following years they're going to start sending the rockets to Mars. And it takes, 18 months, I think. Every 18 months you can send a rocket to Mars because the way the first Mars lineup is. It's too far away, so as soon as it gets close enough, it's coming in, you start shooting it. You're shooting the thing out into space, but you know Mars is going to be there in 18 months. So they got to shoot, I think, 6 of these up just to be able to sustain what's going on out there. So it's going to be a ton of work going forward in the machining industry and electronics industry, and we're going to take a leap forward in our technology. You know that's going to happen. So that's going to really, these kids that are coming up right now are going to get to see that. And, by 2020 or 2030, we're going to have people on Mars. So that's really, really exciting. I think that's an exciting time. And we tend to think that, yeah, we went to the moon. We went to the moon, right? We were part of that.
45 years ago.
Yeah, it's time for another boost into our technology program. Our technology, needs a boost right now, and I think this is a good way to get it. And I think this is a great thing that we're working towards. So I'm looking forward to keeping these kids excited about space and doing something like that. So I just want to put my plug in for sorry, Harold, I'm running through time now.
So, any questions or?
Oh yeah, right. That's the next thing. So, thank you.
Good job. Thank you.
Feel free to come up and play with that.
Put it in the background so Harold can.
And again, I'd like to take the time to thank, when we first found out about it, actually was, Marius was talking to Al, and Al talked to me. As soon as I heard satellite, I said, Gary Thomas. That was the key to me right there. And when we had asked him, he stepped forward, and then the enthusiasm just started building all the way along the line. And that's what it takes. It takes people getting excited and doing something to support. I mean, just doing the information that I told Joe ahead of time that Mariusz would like to make this announcement of what was going to take place. And I told him he could find out the information on the club website, the www.mtara.org. Everything is showcased there. He read it, and I thought he was going to give all of Mariusz's prepared announcement on there because he was so excited. And he said, this is the most exciting thing that has happened to us in a very long time. And that's what this project has been. It's put that extra excitement in. All of your school's been fabulous with the support. When we were there visiting, the principal came down, the librarian came down. She's very much interested in it. And, of course, we had Mariusz and Shelley there, but I mean, this
The kids
has
really,
just
as soon as
been
you start
building.
talking about it, get very excited. So
Yeah.
it's easy to get the kids interested in it.
Yeah, and then you figure, to hit front page, that's a big thing. You know, and so that was recognized. So I just wanted to thank, like I said, for stepping forward with the club, coming to help and donating different things, but knowledge is power, and that's been being shared, and it's fabulous. So we very much appreciate that. Thank you, Mariusz, for,
Well, it's the club and all the people that make up the club. It's a joint
Exactly.
venture.
exactly. But that's what keeps the spark going in anything. The support all the way along the line, between the schools, the community, the clubs, it works out great. Okay, so are there any other questions at this time for Mariusz?